name's Erwin Jack, and I work with ATS. ATS is headquartered out of the US. However, I myself am in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and I can be reached via LinkedIn. My LinkedIn, very simple to find, Erwin Jack. And you can also reach me by email at ejack, E-J-A-C-K, at atspg.com.
And in case anybody, or it's Erwin, last name Jack. It doesn't get any easier than that.
No, it sure doesn't.
Okay, and just so the listening audience knows who I am, I've done about 200 of these I call them snapshot videos over the last little over year and a half. And one of the things that I talk about on LinkedIn, my name is Bob Holt, Holt, last name spelled Friedenthal. So if you have any questions, you can always contact me. But I've read for years and years and years that in the first 15 to 30 seconds, people get a sense of who you are. They look at your body language and your facial gestures and listen to what you have to say. And if they like what they hear, then they're going to contact you to go to another level. And I always suggest, if you're needing somebody in the field that Erwin Jack is in, then reach out. Don't bury your head in the sand and think that things are going to get better. This is January. I ask a lot of mindset coaches how they feel about what's going on now, especially now, and they tell me that everybody is stressed out. And my daughter's got a doctorate in psychology, and she's confirming that people are very stressed. So how do you get yourself out of your trap? Well, the way you get yourself out of your trap is to grow through relationships. And so this is an opportunity to meet Erwin Jack and get to the next level. Okay, so Erwin, tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, who I am, what I do is I work with people. That's the way I like to look at it, Bob. It's all about people. Nothing happens without people. So I like to build relationships, and LinkedIn is such a wonderful platform to get to know new people, build those relationships, and that's how you make things happen. You don't make things happen on your own. It always takes a group of people to make something happen. And I keep telling people that, for some reason, people think, oh, it's one person. Look at all the great accomplishments. No, they actually had a whole bunch of people working together with them. And that's the mindset that I have. We need to work together, and we all win as a result. Our clients win. All the partners win. We all win. And that's how I like to approach things. So what we do at ATS, our primary focus right now is project funding. And as you know, Bob, in the world today, there's a push to go from traditional fuels to renewable energy. And so that has opened up so many projects around the world. So there's huge opportunity right now. And so what we want to do is try and fund as many of these projects as we can. Now, with the way the situation is in the world, we can't consider the entire globe. So it's about 15 countries that we can consider. That's basically the US, Canada, the UK, and Western Europe. So these are large projects, large scale, $100 million plus, up to $5 billion and beyond. So as I mentioned, energy-related projects. It can also be hospitality, sustainable real estate, infrastructure, water production, conservation. So there's a whole host of projects out there. And so what people need to do is simply email me, and I will forward them some questions, and we'll see about fit. Now, I will add, Bob, that these projects do need to be shovel ready, which means that all the permitting assessments and everything has already taken place. The only thing that's left that they're looking for is funding. So we also call it funding ready. So we need to have these projects at that stage. And we do consider prime projects.
Very cool. So, yeah, I'm on your page. I work with people in your doing what you're doing, and it's hard to get people proactive in what they want to do, but they hold themselves back. Do you find that?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of people have dreams, but they never come back to, they never come out into reality. I think that there's probably a fear factor there. What if I fail? You know, what if this? What if that? You know, you just got to get out there and get started. Don't hold yourself back. I don't think anybody is holding you back from pursuing your dreams. I think it's always the person themselves. So you limit yourself as to how much you want to accomplish.
Yeah, that's it just reminded me of another question that I have that I think would be very appropriate. What typically are the vocations that you go after? C-level executives?
So C-level executives, you know, project managers, well, project owners, you know, but we'll also network with people, you know, in the financial industry, M&As, and so forth. So all of these are related because they do come across projects as well. So we do have people that like to, even though they don't own the project, they also like to refer projects to us.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. Boy, I get a little feedback on my computer from when I start to talk, I get this weird sound coming up. But at least we're certainly talking. So you have 7,800 connections on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been working it for a while.
I've been working at it for a while. I've been on LinkedIn for quite some time, you know, and I think like many people that years ago thought, well, you need a profile on LinkedIn. This is where the world's going. You just set up your profile. You need to do a whole lot with it. You know, you may be connected with some people that were close to you, and that was about it. You know, but over the past number of years, I realized that you can really work LinkedIn and to reach out to people. You know, I hear about 6 degrees of connection with anyone. You can connect with pretty well anyone in the world, you know, and LinkedIn is the place to do it, you know. So I have, you know, connected with some amazing people with huge followings, not because, hey, I just want to be one of your followers. I'm a fan, but I want to network and see, you know, what can I learn from you? And that's the kind of mindset I have. I join webinars, Bob, that give me updates on LinkedIn, what's new, you know, what to focus on. And so I watch these, I learn from them, and I try and apply them to my profile, you know, and there's so many things that you can do with LinkedIn. You know, as I mentioned earlier, with my LinkedIn, I customized my URL. And I still see the vast majority of people with their URLs, you know, I see a whole bunch of numbers after their name.
Right.
What they should do is customize it, you know, and sometimes people will customize it to maybe a particular topic, the name of their business, you know, various things, you know, so that they stand out. So, I mean, it was one of the first things that I did quite some time ago. And so if you search for me, put an Erwin Jack LinkedIn into Google, you'll find me right on the first page.
Well, you know, it's interesting. I'm looking at your heading right underneath your name, and you have funding projects 100 million to 5 billion plus. Then you have a slash. Then you have increase profits, improve capital, reduce costs.
Mm-hmm.
So, is that what you do? You get involved in helping people in those arenas?
Yes, and actually over the years, we have saved thousands of clients all over the world in the tens of billions of dollars. You know, so we help them grow. So we have clients, you know, from mid-size all the way to large, and we've been in just about every industry that you can think of. I say just about because there'll be some areas, of course, that we do stay away from, but just about every business area we're in.
Yeah, I see that you've been with ATS almost 4 years now,
Mm-hmm.
and you're involved in AI, technology, software, cost reduction. Couple LinkedIn groups that you're involved in. Integrated marketing platform out of Canada. Skywalker Marketing. Oh yeah, I know those guys. So interesting stuff. What kind of an interesting question. What do you think you're lacking? What is it that you're lacking? More reach outs or what?
Well, what I'm lacking, yeah, I'd like to reach out more, you know, throughout my network, because I don't know if enough of a network is seeing what I'm doing on LinkedIn. I did want to mention that, as I've mentioned to you already in the past, Bob, I also am active in my LinkedIn groups. So relevant LinkedIn groups, people should pay attention to those. And you post in there, especially if they have a large following, you will have far more views in there. Some of those view counts I see are around 10,000, and this is after just a few days. So that's quite impressive. I'd like to see that more in my my main feed, and that's one area that I'm still working on, Bob.
Well, yeah, there's God, I keep getting this feedback on my my computer. So what we'll do is we will compress the video, send it back out to you so you can take a look at it, and you'll render an opinion as whether you like it or you don't like it. But I think we've covered some very, very salient issues here that, you know, is either saying, hey, yeah, this is a guy that knows his stuff, or they'll reach out to you simply and say, hey, yeah, I'd like to talk to you. So I've found we get a larger than normal response to our videos because people don't do this kind of interviews like you're saying. Are you seeing much of this?
Yeah. So I actually had an interview with Kent Bohm, which you can see in my featured section on my LinkedIn. And I did have someone recently say they watched it and they rather liked the interview, you know, and they connected with me.
Very cool. Yeah, but so, I actually get a lot of those.
Yeah, I'd like to do the same thing, you know, with this interview, Bob.
You bet. I mean, that's what this is all about. It's not about me. It's about you. You know.
Well, I know you're saying it's about you, but I also want it to be about us in the sense that, hey, this is not just for me. This is for you. Hopefully, I've given you some value. It's just as I mentioned with the LinkedIn. I mentioned those things because I want people to come away with something that they can take. If they don't have a project, but they come away with something that they can apply, right?
Something of value.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, totally. All right, so let's do this. Give us your contact information all over again.
All right, so you can find me on LinkedIn. It's just simply Erwin Jack, ERWIN JACK. You can also email me at ejack, that's EJACK, at ATSPG.com.
Okay. And call to action. What's is there any urgency? Is there any kind of needing to do something now more than ever? You know, I always like to talk about what would be a call to action. What are you finding in the marketplace? There's a good one. What are you finding in the marketplace that is a strong call to action? People are in more need of capital now than ever. I would think that has
Absolutely, absolutely. With the way the world situation is, I mean, they need to fund their projects. I'm trying to help someone out from Vancouver, BC here, to get to the stage so that they can consider funding from ATS. And I'm willing to take a little bit of time out to try and help her because she's determined, and she's appreciating my help. And I have already referred her to 3 people, so
fantastic.
we'll see, if one of them might be able to help her and get her to that point because she'd like to see her dream become a reality. So if I can be a part of that, and it's her dream that's coming to reality, For me, I just get the satisfaction of, yeah, I was able to help that person, with their success. That's all I need. I don't need, huge recognition for it. That's my personal recognition. It's an inner thing, really, for me. That's where I get the contentment from.
Fantastic. I love it. I love it. So we're about ready to end up this interview. I'm going to give the audience my information. My name is Bob Holt, Holt, last name Friedenthal, Friedenthal on LinkedIn. You can find me. Been doing LinkedIn for 16 years. I've been on the internet for over 30 years. I got started in the internet when there was only 30 million or 60 million people in the world. And I had a computer company at that point. You can tell by the gray hair, I'm no kid. and I just knew this is where I wanted to go. I turned to my partner, business partner, and I said, this is going to be the next big thing in the world, and this is where I'm going. So he gave me a year and 9 months to take over a massive amount of overhead because he wanted to retire. And I tell everybody I pulled that off by the skin on my teeth. How much skin do you have on your teeth? 0. Right? So if you want to get in touch with me, you have questions about Erwin, give me a call. Phone number 310-736-5787. That's my mobile number. So you can call me or text me there. And you can email me at bob@mycity.com. It's a website that I've owned since like 2002. So other than that, I'm ready to sign us off, and we'll see what this looks like.
And Bob, I'd just like to thank you for this opportunity, having this conversation with you. So I really appreciate that.
Well, you know what I find? Thank you. I appreciate that. I find that every time I do an interview, I find something more interesting that maybe even the individual has not figured out about themselves. So after we hang up, I'll get back on the phone with you and we can maybe discuss some other stuff. But
sure.
In the meantime, let's go see what this video looks like.
Okay, sure.
All right. This interview looks like.
All right.
Take care.
Sure.
Enjoy.